Yo, 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 what's happening, people? And welcome back to Neeks Sports. Um, yeah, we're gonna go straight into it. We're gonna do a match preview of Arsenal versus Leeds. Get in the comments, let me know your predictions, your thoughts on the game, what you think Arsenal are gonna do, what lineup you think Arteta is gonna play, and the result you think that's gonna come. Let's get into it. Yes, we're live. We're back. We're going straight in. Arsenal versus Leeds in the Premier League at the Emirates today. And listen, it's a big game. It's a big game for both teams, for Arsenal and for Leeds. Obviously, both looking to get 3 points today. Not always a guarantee in this league. Um, so we gotta go and see what Arsenal can do. Can Arsenal go and get the 3 points today? Are Leeds going to take all 3 points from Arsenal? Um, we'll have to wait and see. Have to wait and see. Let me know. As I said, get in the comments, get in the chat, and yeah, shout me, man. Let me know what you lot think. Um, at this point in the season, I really didn't expect to be having a mid-table clash with Leeds United. Really didn't. Really, really didn't. But here we are in February, and it's Leeds against Arsenal at the Emirates, and we got a mid-table clash going on. Um, yeah, this is not really where we should be, man, at all. Um, the battle for the top half of the table, so it seems. You know, we're better than this, and we shouldn't be here, but we are here for a reason. And I actually wanted to start touching that today before we really get into the match about why Arsenal are so bad. We're coming into this game. As I said, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the league table now. I'm going to bring it up now. We're coming into this game in 11th place in the league. We're in February. We haven't even had our mid-season dip, which we always have yet. We had that at the start of the season. So it worries me that going into this game, we are where we are. Uh, 11th place in the league, man. And Leeds have played a game less than us. So even if we beat Leeds, they can still go ahead of us. I think their game in hand is a week, not this week, not this midweek, the week after against Southampton. So listen, Leeds could easily go ahead of us even if we beat them today, and it's just not good enough, man. Like it's just poor. How are we in this position? How do we get to this position where we're struggling in the table to try and even get um to try and even sniff a European place right now? We're not even sniffing it. In my personal opinion, the reason why we're there is partly on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I'm sorry, like I have to be real, but the man has scored 20 league goals for the past 2 seasons. People say, where will we be without his goals? Well, this is exactly where we are without his goals. We're 11th place in the league. Aubameyang's got 5 league goals this season in 18 games. 5 league goals in 18 games. Granted, some of those have been off the bench. Granted, he hasn't been fully fit, but he's played in 18 games and he's got 5 goals. Like, give or take 15 games, he played 90 minutes probably, I'd say. Um, and 5 goals. So last year he got 22 goals. The season before that he got 22 goals, and the season before that he got 10 goals from 13 games when he signed in January. So the man has been prolific for the past 2.5 years. And the year that he's not prolific, we're down in 14th place. Am I surprised? No, I'm not. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that we are where we are without his goals. Um, it's a damning statistic. It's a damning state of where we are with Aubameyang right now, and we need more from him. We really do need more from him. We rely on Aubameyang to get us to a place where we feel comfortable with him in our squad. And at the moment, it's a struggle to get him in the starting lineup because he's not performing in all competitions. 21 games, 8 goals. Like, I don't want to be harsh on the guy because he's been so good, and I know he's been going through some personal stuff with his family, with his mum. But the reality is, it's so poor that his performance has been this season, and the problem is that we don't even have anyone else to replace him. Like we don't have a natural goal scorer outside of him that's going to guarantee the goals without him. Yes, we can have goals from Lacazette. Yes, we can have goals from Saka. Yes, we can have goals from Pepe. But it's not the 22 goals that you need really to be, in the a guaranteed European place. And I think the reason if we don't get European football this season, it's because Aubameyang hasn't performed. It's harsh, and it's a damning state of where we are now. Now, granted, we can sell Aubameyang and maybe bring in someone else at some point in the near future, um, but there's no going. Like we are where we are right now with Aubameyang, and it's a bad place to be. It's a very bad place to be, and it's a reason why, yeah, I believe that we are where we are, in the league table. But listen, today, um, I say it's a big game. It's a big game because Leeds, we're embarrassing ourselves at the moment. We are embarrassing ourselves in the league table. I don't know what we're playing for. As I said last week, what are we even challenging for right now? Are we challenging for a European place? Um, are we challenging for a top five, top six? What is our aim for the season? What is our aim for the season? I have no idea. I have no idea. I mean, I know Arteta mentioned at the start of the season that he wanted, to be back in the Champions League, but I mean, we're 9 points off Liverpool. A win would put us 6 points behind Liverpool, and there's absolutely no guarantee we're going to get anywhere near them. Like there's no guarantee we're going to chase them and get anywhere near the top four. So yeah, we'll wait and see. Obviously, I'm hoping that our performances can get a lot better, and the reality is it needs to get a lot better because we got the Europa League coming up in midweek. We got Benfica in midweek, and that's a big. I think that's probably going to be our best way to get Champions League football next year, if that's the aim is still to get that. And that is not going to be an easy game. The way we're playing, why should Benfica be an easy game for us? Why should it be a game where we guarantee 3 points or we guarantee a win? Um, so yeah, man, Benfica ain't going to be easy. And definitely the way that Leeds play. It's going to be a tough game today. It's going to be a very tough game today. They're in decent form. Obviously, they've got Bamford, who's in good form. Rafinha, good, very skillful player. I know they're missing Rodrigo today, and potentially Calvin Phillips, which could be massive for us. If we can get hold of the ball and ride the storm, I think we'll be okay. But the reality is, we haven't done that against Aston Villa. We started slow and we couldn't get back in the game. We conceded the goal in the first 2 minutes. I wasn't even ready yet. The way I was just planning to just sit down and watch it, get my meal ready, watch the game, and we were 1-0 down. It's like we need to start from the whistle goes. We need to be on it. And granted, we have the second best defensive record in the league behind Man City. It just shows that it's going forward where we can't take advantage of that. We need to be scoring more goals. It's okay. It's all well and good playing good against Wolves, but the reality is we're 1-0 up going into half time, got the red card, and we lost the game. We should have been 2, 3, 4 goals up by the time by half time against Wolves. So yeah, we need a lot more work going forward than we have defensively, but we got to cut out our silly errors in defense. And the reality is today, Mikel Arteta's got a big job on his hands today. Does he stay with the similar sort of lineup that lost to Aston Villa, or does he change up again? I know he has to change some positions up. But Leno's back today. Could we, I expect we see him come back in. David Luiz is available again. Does he come straight back in? Gabriel, after a shaky start in Aston Villa game, grew into the game a lot more as well. And you got Pablo Mari, who really hasn't put a foot wrong since he joined Arsenal, apart from being injured. So we could see a surprise going in at centre back. We could see a Mari holding partnership. I'm not sure what he will do. What we do know is that there's no Thomas Partey. Um, he got injured again. And a quick word on Thomas Partey. This is a man who was barely injured his whole career. Picked up an injury, and we tried to rush him back against Tottenham, and it failed miserably. We saw that happen. It failed mid-game. It failed mid-goal as Tottenham were breaking. That's when it fell apart, and he had to come off. And I just feel like we do need to be careful with him, and I think that's why Arsenal have just completely ruled him out the game today. You know what? Just don't even try and take part in the game today. Just stay at home, rest up, make sure that your injury is fully healed before you come back. He's only completed 90 minutes for us in the league once since his injury, so we need to be very careful with him, understandably so. And yeah, so he won't be available today. Kieran Tierney's still injured, man. That was a big one for me, man. When I heard that he's still injured, I just thought, wow. I mean, I know we shouldn't be relying on our left back to be one of our most creative forces, but he is because he's so good. And to have him injured again worries me going forward. And we didn't buy a left-footed left back who we kind of should have maybe gone for in January. And so Cedric's going to have to deputise again. And Cedric's had a tough time. You know, he was decent. He was good against Southampton. I thought he was decent against Man United as well. But the past couple of weeks, just showing that he can't maybe do the left back thing on a regular basis. But Ainsley's gone now to West Brom to play midfield as he wanted to. Obviously, Kolasinac has gone to Germany, so we have got no option but to play Cedric right now. And we just need a better performance, unless you go Saka to left back. But yeah, that's not one I can see happening at all. But I'm going to get into my predicted 11 and what I think Arteta will go with today, and I'm going to show you guys in a minute what I think the team will be, because as I said, he's got some decisions to make. He's got to decide which player he goes for, which person he has in their formation, and could it be a potential change up of formation? I don't think so. I think he was going to stick with the 4-2-3-1. He has the option of going to a 4-3-3, but I think I think he'll stick to a 4-2-3-1. As in the long run, it has been working, barring our last two results. So I'm going to go back with Bert Leno in goal. As I said, Matt Ryan did well on his debut, I thought. Obviously, the goal was deflected and couldn't do much about it, but he made some good saves. But listen, Bert Leno's our number one. All this talk of, oh, you know, we sold the wrong goalkeeper, blah, blah, blah. The reality is, Emmy's gone now, isn't it? And don't get me wrong, Martinez has had an amazing season. He has. He's been brilliant. But defensively, Aston Villa hasn't been as good as Arsenal. You know, we've conceded less goals than Aston Villa. But no one's talking about Leno. And Leno has saved us plenty times, saved us a good few points. So the reality is Leno has been a stalwart for us in the goal. So he stays in the net. And then I'm gonna go to right back. I'm gonna stick Hector there. Again, we don't really have a choice. It could have been a way up between Bellerin and Cedric before, but now the reality is they both have to play badly. So Cedric will go at left back, Bellerin at right back, and this position is now guaranteed. Rob Holding potentially at fault for the goal against Aston Villa. Could have been tighter to Ollie Watkins. He let him have a yard of space and get the shot off. Ultimately, it was Cedric's fault, no doubt about that. But Holden gave him too much space, and he was able to turn and get the shot off and score the goal. So yeah, but overall, after that, again, he did recover and he had a decent rest of the game. Rob Holden, so I think he guarantees a place. I'm gonna stick with Gabriel. I'm actually gonna stick with Gabriel in the left centre back. I know David Luiz is back, and this is, by the way, what I think Arteta will go with. But I'm happy to have Gabriel. I can get the right one on there. I'm happy to have Gabriel play. The reason why, listen, David Luiz, when on his day, is a good defender, but the man just makes so much mistakes that we just need to stop playing him on a regular basis, man, and start looking forward. And for me, that's Gabriel. And so I'd have Gabriel next to Holden. Um, could put Mari there, I guess, but uh, if no one's injured, I would just keep the same. I would keep the same back four as we had against Aston Villa. And Cedric just got to back up his ideas, man. He needs to sort that out. On the left side of DM, um, easy one there for me. Granit Xhaka has been Partey struggled. Partey has struggled in the Arsenal team, but Granit Xhaka has been a stalwart in the middle next to him. He's been absolutely brilliant, and I don't know if that's Partey making Xhaka better or Xhaka making stepping up in the game, but it looks a lot. He looks a lot better now, Xhaka in the middle of the park. Listen, going forward, I don't think it's a situation that uh, I don't think it's a situation that Arsenal really want to be in. I think we should be looking to um, maybe not necessarily replace him as in sell him and buy someone else in, but bring in some more competition for that role. I think he's been having it too easy, but he has definitely improved since Partey has joined the club. So I'm happy to play him. I'll be happy to play him. So yeah, Xhaka in the middle of the park, and next to Xhaka, I'm gonna go with um, Danny Ceballos. It'll probably be a toss up between Ceballos and Elneny. Um, in a game like this, I feel like we're going to have a bit more of the ball, so I'd go with Ceballos. If it was maybe a bigger game, a sort of top six game, it may be best to maybe go hedge your bets and go with Elneny just to keep it a bit more solid. But I feel like in a similar way we played against West Brom with Ceballos in the middle of the park, and he was brilliant. I would continue that. I'll go with him in the middle, and I'd bench Elneny. Well, I think Arteta will bench Elneny. Now, this is where it gets a bit tricky. I think Saka's a guarantee. Bukayo has been brilliant. Just needs to keep doing what he's doing, even if he wasn't as good at Aston Villa. Could have got a man sent off with his runs and always a constant threat. I think he needs to be wary now that teams are targeting him and they will try to take him out because he's so good. But he just needs to keep doing what he's doing, man. Um, and in the number 10, as I predicted last week, which didn't happen, I'm going to go with Martin Odegaard. Smith-Rowe has done well. Don't get me wrong, he has done well. But he's played so many minutes, man. The guy has played. I don't know how much. He literally played every game. Every league game he's started since the Chelsea game when he came in. I think he needs a rest. I do really think he needs a rest, and I think we've now got the player to rest him with. I thought Odegaard did really well against Aston Villa when he came on. Some good few touches, kept the ball moving. Played a good ball into Pepe right at the end. Should have really scored. Really, I mean, should have at least got the shot he had on target. Smashed over the bar. Lost a bit of composure. But I'd like to see him start. And I keep saying, listen, we bought him for a reason. We might as well play him. Do you know what I mean? We've only got him to the end of the year. Let's see how good he is, and let's see if he's someone who we're going to maybe sign going forward. He's got to prove it to us. He's got to prove that he wants to be here and that he's good enough to be here. So I would give him a chance in the number 10 position. I'd definitely start Odegaard. And on the left side, I'm going to put Aubameyang here. And not because I think he should play, um, more the fact that I think he will play. I actually, if it was me personally, I'd go with Pepe. I would actually go Pepe personally, and I would leave Aubameyang on the bench because what has Aubameyang done to deserve it? I thought Pepe's had a good past 3-4 games personally, and yes, it wasn't as good against Aston Villa, but he was the only threatening one. When Aubameyang came on, nothing happened. He went up top and nothing happened. I know people will say put him up top, give him a go up top, but he's nothing. He literally did nothing against Aston Villa whatsoever. So why should he deserve to play ahead of the players that are in form? So for me, I'm going to put him in because I think that's what I think Arteta will do. But if I'm going to go with what I would like to happen, I'll put Pepe there. I'll actually put Pepe there, and I'll put Aubameyang on the bench, and I'll go with Lacazette up top. This is the team I would go with personally. Um, I think Lacazette deserves to carry on starting. Um, I think it works well with him holding up the ball and having runners off him like Saka and Pepe. And I think that's what he should do. Um, I know Aubameyang's the guy. I know he's the GOAT, but he's had a poor season, and he needs to fight his way back into the lineup. We don't just give it to him. He's got to fight and show us why he should be starting week in, week out. And trust me, the start of the season, I would have never said this. I would have never said to drop Aubameyang. But right now, he's getting on my nerves, man. He's not playing well. He's not playing well. So if it's up to me, I would play Pepe, and drop Aubameyang, and I'll play Lacazette up top with him. Personally, that's just my opinion. Um, Wilson says, "Hello, Ramsey. I hope." Listen, Wilson, welcome back. Um, I did tell you, I did tell you the other day when you told me that you're shocked that I'm predicting Arsenal to beat Aston Villa. You didn't think it was going to happen. You thought Villa was going to win. Um, but I told you, I don't trust this team. I do not trust this team. And it wasn't because I thought that Aston Villa are better than us. I just don't trust us at the back. And we lost the game and we showed nothing going forward. Um, and it's a sad state of it's a sad state of affair, Wilson. But and I don't want to be right, but I just didn't think we were going to beat Aston Villa. Didn't see it. But I do agree, Leeds are a good team, and Arsenal need to be very, very wary, as we should have been against Aston Villa, and as we should have been against Wolves. We should have been a lot better, and we need well, we lost the games, but we didn't. We got a performance against Wolves. That's what I was saying. In the first half, we got a performance, and the second half we were poor, and in the Aston Villa game we were poor, and yeah, if we're gonna have our wits about us, we need to go out to get the 3 points against Leeds and not shy away. And Neeks is right. It's the battle. It's the battle for 10th. We ain't got a chance. We ain't got a chance in hell of getting any higher than that right now. So listen, we're willing to try and keep our place in the top half of the table. However, um, a win puts us what 2 points behind Spurs. It's an up and down season. It is an up and down season, and I think a lot more teams will drop off. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Um, we said that we're very flat against Aston Villa. Yeah, we were. We didn't show much going forward. We struggled a lot to break them down. And we basically let Tyrone Mings have a body against us. We didn't trouble Martinez at all. Um, Also, it's a must-win game for Arsenal. There's no excuses whatsoever. Yep, I agree with that. We got to win. We got to go out to win the game. Um, if we're going to get back on form, and mainly back on form for the Europa League in midweek. So yeah, definitely. Youssef says a 3-1 Leeds incoming. Is that 3-1 to Leeds or 3-1 win against Leeds? Wilson's going for Arsenal 2, Leeds United 1. It says Arsenal have been under decline for over 15 years. The problem is beyond Arteta, to be honest. Yes and no. Yes, we have been on decline for 15 years. Yes, it is partly gone Arteta, and it's definitely the owners have a lot to say. But the reality is, on field, Arteta's got a lot to do. Arteta's got a lot to do to prove that he's the manager that he is. And this is we're getting more towards the squad that he wants within reasonable budget. And so if this is the squad that he wants, he's got to prove to us why he's the manager to take us forward. And yes, the problems do stretch longer. They probably go into the old regime as well with Raul and Wenger and Gazidis and the Cronkies. But as it stands right now, Arteta is building the team that he wants. So he needs to take this team going forward if this is what he wants. Mr. Architecture says, "Come on, Leeds! Come on, you Leeds!" A lot of people that want Leeds to win. Youssef says he actually did mean 3-1 to Leeds. It's at the Emirates. Not that makes a massive difference these days. I just can't. I can't see. Well, I say I can't see Leeds battering us. Listen, I'm not surprised with whatever happens with Arsenal this season. I'm not surprised at all. Um, Benfica is a massive game for Arsenal. The Europa is our only realistic hope of getting into the Champions League next season. It is, and you say realistic. How realistic is it for us to win the Europa League? Really? with the teams that are in it at the moment, and I include Man United and Spurs in that because if we do draw a Man United or Spurs, I don't think we're going to batter them. I don't think we're going to batter them. I think it'll be a close game, and trust me, I do not want to lose Europa League tie to in a North London derby. Um, so yeah, we need to keep our wits about us. And Leicester are in it as well, aren't they? So listen, if we draw Man United, Spurs, and Leicester, I think right now we're full favourites, and that's just the English team. We're full favourites out of the English teams to win the Europa League right now. So you say it's our best chance for Champions League, but our form and the way that we're playing right now shows that it may not even be our best chance. So listen, we just need to beat the game, beat the team that's in front of us, win our next game, and show a bit of attacking thrust. But having said all of that, um, when we met in November at Ellen Road against Leeds, and Pepe got sent off, um, we could have lost the game. Leeds hit the woodwork 3 times, and we were lucky to get out of a goalless draw in that game. Um, and that was one of the. I think that's Bielsa's only nil-nil draw in Premier League this season. Was against us, and it should not have been. They should have beaten us. They should have beaten us. Although this time, I do think there will be goals. I did see their game against Palace, and they were good, but Crystal Palace are so bad right now, as we saw yesterday. Burnley battered them, so uh, uh, I think. I think Arsenal will bounce back. I think Arsenal will bounce back, and I'm going to go with Wilson. I'm agreeing with you this time, Wilson. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. I think we'll beat Leeds this week. Well, today, this afternoon. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. But that's not going to be easy at all. It's not going to be easy. Do you think that a season out of Europe will benefit Arsenal? Potentially, but at the same time, how much of a drain is it? Yes, you're playing on a Thursday night, but in the group stages, you're playing your second string, really. Like if you think about the players that played in the Europa League, the likes of Joe Willock, Maitland Niles, Reece Nelson, Eddie Nketiah, Runarsson, Mustafi, Chambers. You know what I mean? Obviously at the time, Cedric wasn't our first choice. Um, yes, we may have had a one or two Xhakas and in there and stuff like that. And to maybe it's a good time to bring players back to fitness, but I don't know. I don't know. I know, and I know you obviously your preparation for the you don't have the full preparation for the game on a week in advance, but we're a big enough club to deal with that. I think personally. So and also winning breeds confidence. So if we're winning games in Europa League, it breeds confidence throughout the squad, and it may help us get through certain games. So it'll be nice to see how we go out of Europe, but it may just it may just really show us that we're not as good as we think we are, even out of Europe. So, and I think we do need the money in Europa League. As much as people can laugh and say it's a small cup competition, it brings in revenue for the club in a time where the club ain't making no money off the fans right now, and 25% of their revenue comes from the gates receipts at the Emirates. So with no fans, we need all the money we can get, and the highest we can finish is going to benefit Arsenal going forward to spend money in the future. So to answer your question, do I think a season out of Europe will benefit Arsenal? As an overall, I'd probably say no. I'd probably say no. Pepe needs to put things right against Leeds because of what happened at Ellen Road. Yep, agreed. He does. And there's all this talk about Alioski saying he's ready for part two against Pepe. That's another reason why I start Pepe. Let him go against Alioski again. Let him bun him up. I want Pepe to prove to us, that he's hungry and he wants to fight. So it would be a shame to see Aubameyang start over him. Maybe Aubameyang could start over Lacazette, maybe, but not for me. Arsenal better not ruin Valentine's Day against Leeds. Our heart cannot be broken today. Yeah, I mean that's it. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there. Show your loved ones how much you love them, and I hope Arsenal will be showing the fans like me how much they love me by giving me 3 points and not letting me down today, man. Not today, not on Valentine's Day. I'm going for Arsenal 2, Leeds 1. result. And yeah, let's see if we can get the 3 points. Guys, thank you all for joining. Please make sure you smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. If you're new around here, please hit that subscribe button as well. And I will see you all very, very soon. Come on, Arsenal, 2-1 win for me, and we'll go from there.